Hi, it's Sandy here, and it's the new moon rose reading for the end of October. And it's really amazing that we've actually got around again to another new moon rose reading. And this feels to be such a powerful, powerful moon that we're riding into the wave of. And of course, we're coming into this yin time of year, so it's got a particular flavour to it, this new moon, and so many people are finding this journey inwards really powerful, and so much of our inner landscape is coming up again for us to have a look at. It feels to me that this full moon, 2 weeks past, actually had aggravated and brought things up for us to see, and this new moon is about the release, the letting go, and the moving through into a new sense of a new beginning, a real sense of release into this unification, this contracting into our movement into the winter solstice. Now, many of you probably know that I was at Mind, Body, Soul last weekend in Alexandra Palace. I had a stand at the 3-day event along with my fabulous team of BB and Penny and Lisa. And we had an amazing few days, spoke to loads and loads of people who were drawn to the Rose stand. And it was quite amazing because I didn't exhibit at MBS last year, but I did the year before when they were at Olympia. And we had people coming to the stand who said, I bought your cards last year and I can't tell you how many people that they've helped in this last couple of years, which was just so affirming, because for many of us that are on this sort of journey and working within this field of expression, sometimes we think, oh my goodness, should I give this up and do a day job, get a normal job somewhere? And of course that's not really where I'm feeling drawn, but just like everybody, there are days when it's just, oh my goodness, this is just quite a journey. Anyway, what I found really fascinating in this last week is that the people that came to the stand, I couldn't believe the number of women, incredible, aligned, high frequency, empathic women who had had a dance with a significant other who was holding a twin flame or a soulmate energy for them, but that had actually been experienced as a very much more sort of narcissistic energy in relationship. And there were many women that came to the stand that I spoke with that had been severely traumatized and damaged through a relationship with another that they'd felt was a beloved, was a sacred other for them. And as the universe has it, on my newsfeed in this last week, there has been quite a number of threads that have held this same energy, this energy of the challenge that empaths experience in a connection with someone who has narcissistic tendencies. And I've had to look at this for myself in my own journey and my experience. But, there is something that pulls these two energies together. And I've been looking at why this is. I can see that from a soul evolution point of view, there is something to be learned and to be healed within, from the framework of the empath, in the framework of the revealing of the places of perceived weakness or confusion in what is experienced in the external world. And there feels to be a thread that is about bringing us back within, to actually come back into this deep place of trust and resource within self, that this is the place where there is no security outside of ourselves. This place of really being able to trust gut wisdom and our real sense of inner knowing, and build a foundation, a real foundation in in the body. It would be in base second chakra, of course, but in that sense of how we present in the world and how we show up for ourselves and for others. So there is a sense that the wounding happens in both on both ends of the spectrum, from someone who is displaying narcissistic tendencies and someone who has a large degree of empathy but perhaps not a huge amount of self-confidence and self-esteem, that brings this drama dance into play. It's like two ends of the same stick. It's like there is an aspect of the perhaps childhood experience or the soul's experience that has chosen to come in and experience this dynamic in order that it may be healed. And there feels to be, in the collective, a real movement to revealing the another level of the dysfunction and the distortion that goes on behind the mask of everything being okay. You know, it's like this digging deeper that these explorations that are offered us in these times of new moon and full moon, that start to excavate and to bring things into conscious awareness. And we've seen this playing out in what at least we have been shown from what's coming up out of the election in America, and also what's happening on a global scale, what's happening in this place of mother nature starting to exert her force, whether that's in tremors and earthquakes, and in this growing awareness of this movement towards a real sense of needing to honour our lives, honour what we stand for, as is seen in the issues with the water and the pipeline and Standing Rock. So this is a powerful place of actually starting to reveal much more of the truths that have been hidden beneath the surface, whether that's through business enterprise, masking what's actually happening with the rape and the pillage of Mother Earth, or what's happening beneath the mask of what we see as the societal norm. You know, this place in which there is a denigration or a real not honouring of the sacredness of the other in relationship. And what I'd noticed as I was speaking to the women that came to the stand was that there was a real longing for the sacred dance, the sacred union, in relationship, this magical weave of the masculine feminine. You know, this is powerful and essential It's never about the one, it's always about the weave of the two. What I've come to understand through my own journey and my own dealing with emotionally unavailable masculine, which started for me in this lifetime at least with my father, is this place of a real compassion for the wounded heart of the masculine. It wasn't until after my father passed away that I was able to really fully see the wounded aspects of him that created the behaviours that were so traumatic for this young sensitive child. And I can see that in whatever form, whether you're looking at it from the spectrum of emotionally unavailable partners, there is a wound that is shut and created a very, very guarded and defensive heart that ultimately has created behaviours that are destructive to any kind of integrous, nurturing and deepening relationship, because it's not possible for someone who hasn't got the capacities for empathy or their own inner work to hold the sacredness of another. Each one of us is responsible for our own inner work and our own inner journey. Sometimes it is the traumas that actually take us into that place of being able to come much more fully and present to ourselves and to our own story and our own longing, as well as when we work it for ourselves, we work it for the collective. And I see that there are so many women in particular that are very actively working to come into this place of integrity and honour in their own field, in order, as the roses said when they first came through, we have come to heal the Magdalene wound. We have come to heal this wounded aspect in both men and women. But it is always been the women that have sought the healing. And when she fully takes back her power, when she brings her own inner masculine feminine into a healed and balanced place, she in turn has the opportunity with compassion to hold the wounded masculine to his heart. And there always is within narcissistic patterning an extreme disconnect with the heart field that makes it impossible for there to be that kind of deepening and honouring in relationship. So this is what feels to be the flavour of this this time we're in, and this feels to be the flavour that this new moon actually offers us, to review and to really look at what this balance of masculine feminine is within us, to start to really bring those two energies together, because this is the sacred weave that actually brings us into inner peace. The rose is the path of love, and she is the path of inner peace. And from that place, we take steps, we take right action. And this is our greatest guide, this place of the higher heart, this place of the heart solar plexus, to be way showers and guides for others in our lives. But always we do our work first, because, the journey is an inside job, basically. So, shall we go to the reading and see what the roses have to offer us as wisdom in this time? So, are you drawn to rose card 1? Are you drawn to rose card 2? Or are you drawn to rose card 3? So just see where the energy feels to be for you. So if you chose rose card 1, here she is, and this is Rose Angel 2. Now the Rose Angels are a specific group of the roses that came through really to deepen and show the way of working with these 5 wounds. These 5 wounds of abandonment, betrayal, denial, judgment and separation. And they are the wounds to love. You know, they are the ones that keep us out of really being able to access and fully light the heart field and to open up this golden light that is the activated heart field in our golden light body. So this is Rose Angel 2. So if you drew her, she is the rose that takes us into the place of exploring abandonment and, in separation and surrender. So she is the one that is saying to you, look at where your struggle is. Look at the issues that you're wrestling with at the moment, or the ones that are really up for you, and move to this place of surrender. Move to this place of really accepting your situation, accepting the choices you've made, and the emotional charge that you may be working with. And as you fully accept it, so there is a surrender to a bigger picture, a bigger understanding, and an opening to a healing on an even greater scale than you could have imagined. This place of opening up to flow, because this is what she is, she's one of the roses that's actually facing downwards. It's a very different energy when I turn her the other way. But she is like that flow of divine light that can cascade through us. And this pink gold in the center is really what I feel is the flavour of the heart field, if you like. So when we can surrender to a bigger picture, when we can surrender to the fact that there is a benevolent guiding intelligence that is going on here, and nothing comes to us other than in attraction to the calling of our heart. The heart field is the magnetic. So in whatever you're experiencing, it is in direct relationship to the magnetics of your heart field. So she's, just take some time, just sit quietly. If you have the Rose Oracle deck, perhaps take this card out, Rose Angel 2, and sit with her, or pop her under your pillow tonight, or sit with her beside your bed, and let her bring the wisdom of perhaps right action, given any circumstance, or whether there is something that you haven't seen yet that will allow for a real opening as we move through this new moon and through Samhain on Monday. The veils are very thin at this time of year. When we reach out, when we make a move towards that higher sense of ourselves, so the universe can offer us wisdom and insight that is beyond our conscious mind. So here she is, Rose Angel 2, and she's Rose card 1. So if you chose Rose card 2, this is Rose Angel 8. And Rose Angel 8, another one from the same set, sits on the solar plexus, and she's all about trust. So you're being called to trust your gut wisdom, to trust your intuition, your inner guide. this is the place where we can get the answers that are right for us. When we seek outside of ourselves, there's always a filter of someone else's insight onto our own inner issues. This rose is saying, go back within. Tune in to what the wisdom of your gut is telling you. This place of intuition, this place of the solar plexus and her connection to the heart field, is really the wise woman. It's not just the heart field, the solar plexus, which is where this rose sits, combined together, they give the power for action. It's all very well having an insight or a heartfelt feeling about something, but we need to have the courage and we need to have the willpower to be able to take it out in the world as action. So this is who she is. This is the one that says, stick with me, stick with it, stick with the gut feeling, trust your inner wisdom. Your inner wisdom will not betray you. This is the transformer from betrayal to trust. Yeah, when we've experienced betrayal external to ourselves, you can, sure as eggs is eggs, we've also experienced the place in which we've betrayed ourselves. We have betrayed the gut wisdom that was offered us. And this rose is one of the ones that has quite an open heart field. For those of you that are interested in roses, this is a David Austin rose called Fragrant Delight. And very, very beautiful, very present rose. So again, work with her. Perhaps if you've got the deck, tuck her down in your jumper, or just have her in your pocket. Again, tuck her under your pillow. Ask her to be your guide. Ask her to be your support and strength. If there's something an action you need to take, and you're questioning whether you have the courage to do it, the courage to see it through. Commune with her. Allow her to be your ally and your guide. And Rose, if you chose Rose card 3 is yet another Rose Angel. We had a complete set of 3 this time. But this one is Rose Angel 11. And she is the golden heart. When we have worked with those transformers, when we have come into this place of the qualities of the heart of self-love and self-esteem, self-value, which sit base 2nd chakra, when we've come to this place of really trusting our gut wisdom, when we speak our truth, so this is betrayal on the solar plexus, denial on the throat. Here is the ajna, which is where judgment and forgiveness sits, and then the crown chakra, where separation and surrender sits. So when we come to self-love and to trust, to truth, to forgiveness and surrender, so she can open up. And she's like an invitation. She says, enter me. And I'm going to read you the piece from the book because her words have an energy to them. So this is the book that goes with the Rose Oracle deck. And she says I am the golden heart. And she says, I am the Alpha and the Omega, the start and the finish of your quest. I am simply that I am. Hold me to your golden heart. Let me infuse you with my grace and power. I am all that is, and I hand you the golden key. So if you chose Rose 3, there is a place in which she is saying, take this next step. Really acknowledge this golden power, this real sense of completeness around the heart field, so that you can breathe this energy in and breathe it out and really fully activate your own golden light body. You know, this is super radiance. When we can vibrate to this energy 24/7, we cannot get sick. This is a superpower for us. So, you know, when we look at what the roses are saying to us as an overall message for this time, there is a place of which we're being called to surrender to the wisdom of the unfolding, you know, not to judge it, not to move ourselves separate from it. You know, none of us are separate. All that is happening around us has an aspect of ourselves connected to it. But she's saying, observe, you know, see what's going on here. See the bigger picture. Surrender to that process. And then come into this place where you trust your gut feeling. You trust the wisdom that engages you in right action, in knowing, absolutely knowing what action you need to take in the moment. And from that place of truth and alignment, so this beautiful golden key is offered, and that opens up that real sense of that inner sense of self that is going to take us into it's a fully activated fifth dimensional field of frequency that allows us really to access right through to the 12th dimensional aspects of ourselves, and when we're ready, be able to resource and bring those through. Powerful, powerful reading. And for those of you who are interested, I'm actually stood in a different place in the Rosy Temple today. And this is the painting that graces the Rosy Temple. And she's called the Goddess of the Rose Garden. And she's a painting by Patrick Gamble that called to be part of the energy signature here. And she weaves the two aspects of the feminine and connects in to the bee. So, you know, the bee and the sense of the hive has the geometry of the hexagram, so it's much more fixed than the dynamic of the rose, the pentagram. So these two energies weave together and create this alignment that comes when we come into Heartfield. So what other news might I have? The Rose 1 class is already online, so you can engage at a new level with the Rose 1 energies if you choose to on the website. And I've got a Rose 2 class that's starting on the 8th of November. There'll be a notification going out with the newsletter this time. And I'm doing a Rose retreat here at the Rose Temple that is all about this journey into the last weeks of the yin of 2016 and a process to activate and illuminate and empower the two energies within, so that there is a light energy that is starting to form. You know, when we look at the yin-yang symbol, there is a little bit of white in the black, and there is a little bit of black in the white, and that's what creates the dynamic. So this will be about illuminating our truth and clearing anything else off that needs to be released before we go into the energies of 217. So thank you for joining me, and I hope the Rose reading has been useful for you and that you've enjoyed the message. And I wish you a really beautiful and powerful new moon and Samhain celebration. And once again, from my heart to yours, with love and rosy blessings. Thank you.